Somewhere inside of this is one of these, just a little bit smaller, that's all. So when we start, we'll start roughing this in, getting it down to size and see where it takes us. Let's use the new dressing block here to dress the wheel. So we got two sides parallel now, and I think the next order of operation is going to be, I'm going to stone this. It's the cleanest side. This is the hacksaw side, and we'll put a little parallel in the vise, a little mini vise. We'll set that up on there. And we'll dust that off, get that. We'll get that roughed in anyways. Flip it over and try to start to make it parallel. There we go. Get it in the grinder. Back from the grinder. Looking pretty good. Now we've got this side ground. I'm going to put it down in the vise, but I'm going to leave myself a little bit of overhang here. I want to be able to measure this. I'm shooting for 625 on this dimension. $6.25. So at this point we are ready to put these steps in here. So they're going to go on the one end, and then we got to shape the nose just so we can, get it similar to this, where we have a smaller front to that, so if we have to get into some tight spots or whatever, we have the room to get the clamp in there. And then after that, we're going to have to put a groove in there somehow. So we've got the first angle on there. I'm just going to deburr on the stone a little bit, and then we'll flip it over and put the second angle on. So at this point, I'm actually going to use the tool that we're trying to make a tool for to make the tool. So what I'm trying to do at this point is put this angle onto here. So we're going to dial this guy in, put him up on the grinder, and grind away. So I've got it set up there on the angle, and time to take some metal off. See what it looks like. So now we've got that nose angle on there, and it's starting to look more and more like a clamp. At this point, we just need to put a slot in there. So I'm going to put the steps in now. So the plan is I'm going to plunge down 60, move the clamp out 60, plunge down another 60, move it out, plunge down another 60. We should end up with some even steps that way. This came out of the grinder. Not sure how well it's showing up, but pretty happy with those steps. Feels like there's some burrs in there. I want to make sure, get all that. Maybe if I stone it this way now. That's looking better. Feels better. I think that's going to work good. So what I'm going to do now is pop a couple of holes in there and start creating that slot. We got a couple of holes in there now, but now we need to make it into a slot. I don't have a mill. How am I going to do this? On second thoughts, I wanted to kind of make sure I go all the way on this and give it everything that I can, and I think what might just put it over the top, I think I'm going to try and get this heat treated, and then if I have to dust up any of the surfaces, I will. I wasn't 100% sure on the material that I grabbed. I think it's got some carbon in it.
Hey guys, Brian here, and Bailey's come to help. A few weeks ago I was up at the NYC CNC event, and one of my viewers goes by the name Unknown Apprentice on YouTube. He was up there and he asked about making something for me. He said, I'd like to make something for your shop. Well, he's always going to auctions and buying stuff, and apparently he went to an auction where this old Tony was selling a heat treating oven. And if you're familiar with, he's got a time machine lathe. Well, this is apparently an oven that when you put your parts in, it makes them grow. So he was going to make some toe clamps for my boring mill. So he said, well, I'll make you some A-bomb size toe clamps. But this is what happened. Better let this down before another accident happens. Well, there it is. sure is heavy. I don't know if I'll be able to get this on the mill or not. I guess you don't have to use bolts to just hold the parts down on its own. So, what do you think, Bailey? He doesn't know what to think. So, I guess he probably should have made two, but I think maybe he did. But when it grew up in the oven, I think it broke a side out of it and tore it up. So he may not be able to make any more big parts. But that's all I know. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. I'll catch y'all later.
I went to the internet because I wished to learn deliberately, to front only the essential facts of metalworking, and see if I could not learn what it had to teach, and not, when it came to die, discover I had not learned.